Hello everyone. I wanted to come on here to talk about the 3 reasons we don't take action in our doTERRA business. And you know, I was talking to my business coach, Tasha Smith from Emerge, and one of the beautiful posts that she had written recently was in regards to, you know, we just finished Canada Day, Independence Day in the US, and she was pondering about this, and it made me think about the things that we do in our business. And the 3 things was bravery, sacrifice, and freedom. And they needed to have bravery and they needed to make sacrifice in order to have the freedom that as North Americans, you know, you in the US, us in Canada, same idea, you know, that we have today. And you know, she brought it towards the doTERRA business, and I feel like I wanted to share this with you. And the 3 things that are stopping us from taking action. And so let's go through those, because I really feel like it's important for those of you who, you know, you are in this business and you've maybe been doing this business for some time and you feel stuck. Or maybe you just feel like you're slowly growing, you're seeing your overall volume rise, but it's not where you want to be. And I have the, you know, fortunate ability to be able to see a lot of the people on my team you know, we have over 50, almost 60,000 people on our team, and I get to see their journey. Not always close up, but I get to see a lot of different journeys and the difference between one, you know, person succeeding and one person not succeeding, and one person succeeding faster than the other. And so I get to see all of these, you know, different journeys. And I want to share some of the differences between those who succeed fast, those who, you know, succeed in their own time. It doesn't matter, but, you know, they're still on that path, from those who want to succeed, because there's some people on this journey who are quite fine with where they're at, and that's great. But there's some people on this journey who are not satisfied with the speed that they're going, with the effort that they're putting in. And so let's talk about the 3 things that's stopping you from taking action, because at the end of the day, you know, it really comes down to what action are you taking and what's stopping you from taking that action. So one of the things that we had talked about with my business coach too was the dissatisfaction in those of you who haven't yet broken that $1,000 a month. And we can talk about US and Canada, and so it's, you know, it's some US dollars and Canadian dollars are quite different, but let's just talk about that as a base. So for those of you who may be, you know, reaching for silver, and you haven't yet reached that $1,000 a month, you know, I'm dissatisfied in that. My heart aches for you if you haven't yet passed that mark and you've been doing this for over a year. My heart aches for those of you who are reaching for diamond. You've been doing this for, you know, same time as I have, and you yet to reach that $100,000 a month or a year mark. My heart aches for you, because I believe in you, and I know that all of you listening in on this, it's possible for you if you want it. You know, some of you, again, you don't want it. You're just quite comfortable, and we're going to talk about that. So number 1, you don't take action because you don't know what to do. And, you know, you come into this and you're like, I don't know what to do today. I don't know what to do. I don't have the skill necessary. Skill is one of the major needs. It's the major requirement in a business like this, whether it's doTERRA or, you know, any kind of business. But today we're talking about doTERRA because it's my business that I'm in, and I'm talking to you if you are in that business. But it matches any other business. You know, you just don't know what to do. You want to become an entrepreneur. You want to own a restaurant. You want to own a salon. You want to own. You have the desire. You have the passion, but you don't know what to do. And within doTERRA, there really actually is no excuse. A lot of people are like, my upline, you know, the person who invited me didn't tell me what to do. But yet in our day and age, we have the internet, you guys. We have YouTube. We have the Empowered Success. doTERRA actually offers you everything you need to succeed. We have these guides for you, the Live Guide, the Share Guide, the Build Guide. We have Emerge, you know, who has accidentally come out and disrupted a lot of our ways because we didn't yet have those basic skills needed. We have these dynamic leaders who are rising, and the people who are maybe not feeling dynamic or yet believe in themselves and need that to start. They really, you don't need to believe in yourself to have the basic skills, but yet we didn't necessarily teach that. We told people to go and connect with people, but we didn't tell them how to connect with people. And we have these people who have well-meaning hearts come into doTERRA, and they have passion and vision, and they've seen what these products can do, yet they don't know how to talk to people because they've never been taught that. And then here we are saying, go connect with people. Just go connect with people. What's wrong with you? Go follow up with people. So these basic skills are necessary. And so Emerge is another one of those things. We're starting now in doTERRA to talk more about that skill, that basic skill. Within my team, we have Take Root. If you're in my team, you definitely have no excuse, because we have Take Root Lifestyle Edition. We have Take Root Sharers Edition. We have Take Root Builders Edition. And then this summer we have the summer success, so there really is no excuse. We do all of the teaching for you on these skills. And if that's not good enough for you, all you really need to do is go Google it. How to invite people plus doTERRA. How to enroll someone plus doTERRA. Go YouTube it, go Google it. It's there for you. So the skill, if you don't know what to do, if you're not succeeding, then, then you just don't know what to do. Here are some tools for you. Number 2, your why isn't strong enough. So this is a very important one, and in no particular order is number 1, 2, and 3 that I'm going to share with you today. But your why. So a lot of people, when I ask them, what is your why for doing doTERRA as a business, for investing into people's lives as a business, and they say, because I have a passion. These product worked for me, and so I want to help people. You'll often hear the word empowered thrown out there. I want to empower people. And let's just be honest right now, okay? Half of you don't even know what the word empowered means. Not because you don't have an idea, and not for that reason, but because you stand back and you say, yeah, I want to empower people. And then when asked, what does that mean to you? What does it look like on a practical level? People don't have the answer for that. And so one of the things that we need to get really deep in is our why. And you hear this talked about a lot in doTERRA. What's your why? Know your why. Make your why strong enough. If your why doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough. And I really believe that it's more that we have to even get more deeper with this concept of why. Somebody will say, well, Donna, I want to help people. I want to see them better in their health. And I say, well, why don't you just pray for them? That's easy, It's easy to pray for people. People get better all the time when people are prayed for. That's really easier than doing this as a business. So if you want to help people, just do that. And then they're like, oh, yeah, that is easy. And do you see that your why isn't strong enough if the only reason you want to do this as a business is because you want to help people? Go shovel. I'm from Canada, so I'm going to talk about this. Maybe not in the background you see here today, but go shovel somebody's yard. That's how you can help people. Go bring them soup when they're too tired to take care of themselves after they've had a baby. That's how you can help somebody. Do you see there's so many ways that we can help somebody that when it gets tough in this business, which it does, you're going to go after the ways to help people that are easier, aren't you? Let's pause in that for a second. Are you not going to do what's easier? If your why is to help somebody, and you know that you can help somebody in the ways that I'm talking about, and praying for them, and shoveling their driveway, making soup, because that's usually what you do. You make soup, right? You love to cook. So you're going to help them by cooking for them. You're a nurse. You're helping people every day if you're a nurse. And you get paid for it hourly. So you know that you're going to get paid if you show up. With this business, you're going to get paid after a couple of years or after a couple of months, depending on how fast you are. Maybe after a couple of enrollments, but it's not going to even cover what you're doing. And so you kind of get paid in pennies, and you don't see the results right away. That's the nature of this business. If your why isn't stronger than I just want to help somebody, which is beautiful, don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, when it gets tough, if that why isn't greater than just wanting to help somebody, do you understand? Do you hear me? Do I get any thumbs up? Give me a thumbs up if you understand what I'm saying here. Because that's really important for you to get that. You can help people in so many different ways. This is a tough business. So it's not going to be motivating enough when things get tough. Thank you for those thumbs up. You're not urgent enough. You know, I hear people say, well, I want this because my finances, you know, I'm sick and tired of living every day, day to day. And one of the things that I hear from people is, after I ask that question, you know, like, what's your why? And they're like, my finances, you know, I'm in debt. And then I ask them this question: how are you living now? And their answer usually is, well, I'm okay. My husband makes money, you know, we can get by. And a lot of people out there are okay with getting by. They feel comfortable in that. So even your financial situation is not a good enough reason. It's not a good enough reason for you to say, okay, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to, you know, doTERRA promises all this money. Because in the beginning, I know for me, I broke even because I invested everything I made back into my business. So my financial why wasn't even good enough. Even though in the back of my head, I knew the promise that doTERRA offered. You see the promise of the financial statements and the averages that people make. It's true. I've been on all of the ranks. It's absolutely true that you will make that money when you stick to this. But in the beginning, it's not good enough for you if all you're saying is it's finances, because you're going to be comfortable in the fact that your husband brings home money, or your spouse brings home money, or you have another full-time job and it's fine, it's comfortable. Is your why really going to be strong enough if at the end of the day when it's tough, it's comfortable for you, you're comfortable? Let's talk about what that means to be comfortable. You know, you've heard me say this before, one of the biggest enemies of your greatness is good enough. One of the biggest enemies of you rising to the fullness of your potential is comfort. You're comfortable. And that's not going to be good enough when it's tough. And so some of you sit there and you're like, I'm doing the thing. And then when I ask you, you know, what are you doing today? That's an income producing activity that's going to bring you to your greatness in this company, that's going to serve people, that's going to have compensation for serving people. You say, well, I got on YouTube and I learned, or I got on YouTube and I got on my back office and I checked out my numbers, or I made business cards, or, you know, I did what I thought I did. I did more programs. You know, there's program junkies out there. So you're doing the thing that you need, but they're not income producing. They're only the planning part of income producing, which is important, don't get me wrong, but the planning gets you to the activity that's income producing. And a lot of people are doing all the planning, and they're not inviting anybody to this experience. They're not keeping their head up when they're going out into the community to say, who can I serve today? Who can I love on today? Because there's so many hurting people, you guys, out there. I can walk into any store, any restaurant, any Walmart, and I will find somebody who needs the products that we have in doTERRA to serve them with. And they're unsatisfied with what they presently have. So what the action that is needed to get out there, is it urgent enough for you? Are you in an urgency? And don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that you have to drop absolutely everything, but we talked in the beginning of this video about bravery, sacrifice, and freedom. You need the bravery to get out there in front of people, and you need the sacrifice. I sacrificed my time with my homeschooling, with my kids. I absolutely did. And my kids are better now because I sacrificed time with homeschooling them. I just let them unschool for a little while. And then I put them in a private school, you know, after a while. I sacrificed some of the ideas that I had that were best or perfect into an idea that, oh my goodness, Donna, do you realize that you were living in the good enough? Do you realize that you were living in the comfort before doTERRA came along? So there's sacrifice. And then thirdly, your belief. You know, we talk a lot about belief in this company, especially on my team. You have to have belief. Because if you don't have belief in the product, you're not going to actually get in front of somebody to help them, because you're going to say, oh, I don't know that I believe in this product. doTERRA is different than so many different network marketing companies because we are product based. We don't go out there and just talk about the business. You know, we think that this is the best business in the world, we do, but we are product first. When people fall in love with the business, they can't help but share it. And we capitalize on the idea that when we help serve, they then want to serve. Isn't that the way that it is? Teach a man to fish for a day and he eats for a day. Teach a man to, oh gosh, what is it? Teach a man to fish. Teach a man to fish for a day. Teach a man to teach his, what is it, you guys? Give me the quote. Somebody quote it here for me. But it's teaching people to not just fish for themselves, to not just serve themselves, to not just serve their family, but to serve the community, to serve the greater global community as a whole. That's what we're doing in doTERRA. That's the beauty of network marketing. Why would we not want to do network marketing? It's so beautiful when we come down to it to say, listen, I'm serving you in your product. I'm serving you in your emotions. I'm serving you in your mental health, your physical health. And in turn, you're going to do that. That's what makes this world great. Not to just teach you how to use the oils, but to teach you how to teach others to use the oils. If you don't believe in the product, you're not going to do any of it. You cannot do this as a business if you don't believe in the product. You know, and that's the beginning. Fish for him, eat for a day, teach him to fish, eat for life. And there's a third one. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. But there's one more. There's one more line, and it's like the extended version. And it's teach a man to teach others to fish, and their whole community eats. I don't remember. Anyways, you get the point. So your product, empowered, you know, the series, there's so much education out there in your product. If you don't believe in the product, stop everything. Stop everything and go and learn about the product. Get testimonies. Because there's no reason that you should, at this point, not, like if you're starting out with, oh, I want a business builders, why can't I get builders? If you haven't started with the product yet, then get to know it, you know, learn about it, stop everything, and this week just learn about it. And there's, again, YouTube, there's no shortage of places that you can learn about it. In Take Root, we have, again, the lifestyle edition, and it talks about everything you can think of. And the second belief is the business opportunity. You know, there's a lot of people who have no problem bringing in customers, and most of my business in my organization of the 60,000 people that you hear about in my organization, most of them are customers. And some of them are business builders. And you're not going to find a business builder if you don't believe in this business opportunity, because although we know that this empowers people in their physical, emotional, mental health, we also know that it empowers people in their financial health. And how can we not share that? So it's just part of what we share. And now, when I bring customers to doTERRA, they're also wanting to do this as a business because they see that financially we are weak. You know, in so many lives, they are not financially healthy. Many are in debt, and they need that support so that they can just rise above their circumstance. So we talk about that too. And so again, if you got the product, great. If you have the business, or if you don't have the business, if you don't believe in this as a business opportunity, if you don't believe in doTERRA as a company and how beautiful the owners are and what they're doing for farmers and how they are the best essential oil company in the world, if you don't yet believe that with all of your heart, if you don't have that conviction that everybody should be doing this, because I do, I believe that everybody I meet should be doing doTERRA. Absolutely. I don't know anybody that this is not for. There's sometimes where people don't yet have all of the things that I'm talking about today, and they need to stop and invest into that part of their lives. But at the end of the day, you know, I believe that this is the best thing to do in the world. You're networking with women and men. You're empowering people to live lives full, to their full potential. You're challenging them. And sometimes we don't rise unless we're challenged. Yes? Sometimes we need to be challenged. So if you don't yet believe in the business opportunity, stop everything. And this week, invest into that. Do everything you can to research, educate yourself on that. And, you know, if you're wanting to reach that $1,000 a month, after you believe in the product, after you believe in the business, you then have to believe in yourself. And these other two things, let me stop there with saying, you know, I didn't believe in myself when I first started doTERRA at all. I believed in one aspect. I believed that everybody should have doTERRA in their home. I used that belief, and I believed in me as a coach, as an educator, as a health instructor and educator. And I brought doTERRA into that. So tell me one thing that you believe in yourself. Write it down here. There's got to be one thing. You may not believe in 99% of self, but what one thing do you believe in? What one thing do you believe in your strength? Maybe some of you were here and you did the top 5 strengths with the Gallup poll, Gallup Strengths Finder, and you resonated with one of them. I don't want to just hear that. I want to hear what is one thing that you believe in yourself about. And you're not bragging. Okay, the moment you think you're bragging is the moment that I want to talk to you even more, and maybe there's another whole conversation about that. But you are not bragging here today. You're believing in yourself. So whatever it is, somebody said, an occupation that will feed him for a lifetime. Yeah, it's something like that, Nolan. We're just still talking about the fish thing, but we'll get it. I'll post it here. I don't think it's that alone, but Nadia says, I believe in my ability to shift our mental health care. Yes. So if that's what you believe, then that's how you get out there and serve people. Because when you believe in that from yourself, if you believe, you know what, I am really good with teaching people about mental health, then take that passion and use that in doTERRA. You don't have to believe in yourself as an enroller. You don't have to believe in yourself as a leader yet. You don't have to believe in yourself that you are going to be on stage. Even if you have a passion yet you doubt that, that's okay. Take your passion and move forward in doTERRA with that, because that's what's going to help you succeed. You don't need my strength. I have a different strength than you. Don't take my strength and get out there in the world. We still have to do the actions that we talked about for number 1. We have to have the skill, because it's a business after all. I don't care if you're selling doTERRA, or I don't care if you were selling bananas, right? A lot of banana trees here that you probably see in the background. I don't care if you're selling bananas. You need to learn how to grow them. You need to have the skill to grow bananas and the passion. What part of the bananas do you believe? Do you believe in potassium in the bananas? Then talk about that with all of your heart, with all of your passion. You don't need to know all of the other nutrients that a banana has. If you believe in potassium in bananas and you research what potassium can do for the body, everyone's going to buy bananas from you. But if you talk about, well, the bananas are yellow and they're beautiful, and you're sitting back going, I don't really believe that that's going to help people. That the fact that they have beautiful yellow bananas on their thing, because you're going to come up with all the excuses. Well, they're going to turn brown and that's no good, and they're going to rot and that's no good. They're going to attract fruit flies. Then you're not going to sell any bananas. Are you with me on this, you guys? Do you understand? So it's the same thing with doTERRA. If you want to sell an essential oil, if you want to sell, the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and yet you have this doubt in the back of your mind, and I know again we're talking about self, but and back to product, and yet one person, or maybe out of 100 people who buys the Lifelong Vitality Pack every day from you, you've got 2 or 3 people who say, well, it didn't sit well with me. You're not thinking about the 97 people whose lives have changed with the Lifelong Vitality. Why it is that maybe those people didn't, and don't tell them that it's just because they're detoxing. Get them off of it. And tell them to start from scratch with only 2 of the products instead of the 3 of the products from the Lifelong Vitality Pack, okay? Yourself, find out what it is that you believe in with self. Come on, I need to hear more from you guys in regards to what it is. Give me one thing that you believe in yourself with. And then finally, after silver, after you've believed in that and you're getting that $1,000 a month, start to believe in your leaders. As you invite them, you shift from thinking about, the product, the business, yourself, into the believing in others. And that's where this becomes one of the most amazing things you will ever be a part of. And it's not until you get to that gold rank that you understand what we're talking about at these higher levels. Don't give up until you get to gold, because I promise you will understand what we're talking about. So I hope that this helps you guys. You can do this. If any of these 3 are yet to be embedded into you, go deep today. Go deep this week. Stop everything. Don't just listen to me, okay? Promise me you won't just listen to what I'm saying and go, oh, that was good. Donna, that was really inspiring, and then not take action. Because the whole point of this post, this live feed for you, is for you to take action. You get out there, you guys, because I believe in you, and I know that you can do this when you have those 3. You got it. I love you. I so appreciate you. Thank you for coming on and just hearing me out, and I hope this helped. Bye.